Amy from BodyFit by Amy, and this is your TRX suspension trainer mobility and flexibility workout. So this workout, we will be using our suspension trainer straps to get mobile and flexible. So you will get a workout, but we will be focusing on improving your mobility, getting that good stretch in, and just feeling good overall. This workout is great for all fitness levels. Everything will be from a standing position, and as always, I'll give you lots of options. All you need for this workout are your suspension trainer straps and a mat. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, so we are gonna start facing our anchor point, and we're just gonna start with our feet about shoulder width apart. Remember, those straps are gonna be nice and tight, no slack. Just pull those elbows behind, right at your sides, and we're just going to do that deep squat into a row. So we're gonna let those hips sit back. Try to get really low, open up those knees and hips if you can, and then as you come up, pull yourself into that row. So sitting back, let it drop, up, pull it in. Really let yourself drop down there, get that stretch in the upper body, and then push through the heels, pull those shoulder blades in. Let's do a couple more just like that here, nice and deep, and pull it up, and let's go one more. And breathe, good. And then step back just a tad, keep those elbows in, and we're just gonna step out into that side lunge. So if you can, I want you to bend in the knees, lean into that hip. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can just keep the step out, but if you can, really lean, get low. Get that stretch through the opposite leg, lean into the hip. And then if you can, reach those hands forward for a stretch, take it back. Reach, stretch, and back. So a lot of these are similar to those moves that we do in our dynamic warm-up when we're doing suspension training. So really great to dedicate some extra time to this. So again, we can get that mobility and flexibility. Let's go one more each way. Reach and back. And then walk it in, feet about shoulder width apart, elbows in, hinge at those hips, take it down right here, and I just want you to pull those elbows back and lengthen. So almost like you're pulling back with a resistance band, trying to keep that back flat. Let's go one more. And then I want you to take it here, and we're gonna rotate up. So however is comfortable for you, try to open that shoulder, look up at that top hand. You're pushing into the handles, pushing down. And then as you're ready, we're gonna do a little full rotation. So you're rotating on the knees and the hips. If that doesn't feel good to you, you just keep the upper body rotation, opening the shoulders. You're still moving through those hips. And breathe. One more. And relax. One more thing, facing the anchor point here, and we're just going to drop it back into a lunge. So you decide. You can just do a little tap back, just like this, or you can drop it down and drop it down. So it's totally up to you, starting elbows in, tap it back just to open up the hips and the hip flexors, or if you are able, drop it down in the lunge. You do what's best for you. You know what I always say, you be where you are today. And breathe. Last one, each side. Good, and relax. We will come back to this, but let's go ahead and turn it around. So you're gonna flip, you're facing away from your anchor point, and we're gonna start walking all the way out. So standing up nice and tall, hands up top, just want you to pull those elbows behind. So imagine we do this as a shoulder mobility, flexibility exercise against a wall. So imagine that you're pulling those elbows down, you're running those hands down the wall, and big reach. Push into those handles. You'll get a little extra, harder than it looks, right? It looks easy. We're really feeling it, especially if you have some shoulder pain and tightness like I do. One more. And open it out wide. Step it back just a bit. And we're just gonna take it forward, stepping forward, hands overhead. So just like we did facing the anchor point, we're gonna start with just a basic step, but then if you want, if you can, drop it down into a lunge. So remember on that lunge, we're stepping wide, drop down 90 degrees, both legs, weight evenly distributed, opening up those shoulders, leaning forward. And then if we can, let's add a little rotation. So if my left leg is forward, my left arm comes behind, right arm comes up, and then back to center. Right foot forward, right hand behind, left up, back to center. You can do that even if you're just doing the step, stepping wide, open up the hips, but if you can, really drop it low, and breathe. Good. One more each way. And what I want you to do is step it forward, hands up over your head, and I want you to just keep inching it forward. Reach those hands up as tall as you can. Press that heel down in the back so you increase that stretch in the back of your leg. And then I want you to drop that back knee down if you can. Feel free to stay here if you want. If you can. And then if it's comfortable for you, I want you to drop it all the way down to the mat. I know it's a standing workout, but from here, lean forward just a bit, opening up that hip flexor, drop it down. Lean forward just a bit, drop it down. If you're up top, you can just lift that heel up and then back. Lean and back. Let's get two more. Little stretch, one more. Bring those arms behind, lean forward, stretch, relax. Let's switch those legs. So give everything a little bit of a break. I don't know about you guys, but I am already sweating. So take that foot forward. Let's go hands up, really lengthen. Press that heel down in the back. And if you can, drop it all the way down. If you need to stay up, that's fine too. But if we can, we're gonna lean forward, lengthen in the upper body. Back to center. Lean and back to center. Let's take it here. Lean, back to center. Stay down if you can. Lean, and one more. Good, and relax. Bring it up. Shake that out, right? Woo. Go ahead and turn back around to face that anchor point. We're gonna do a little hip hinge here. So I want you to start here. We're gonna let those hips drop all the way back, really lengthen here. And from here, I want you to bring your right knee in and then open up that left shoulder, big stretch through here, as far as is comfortable for you, and then back to center and switch it. Left knee is gonna bend, right leg is straight, rotate up to the right. And breathe, back to center. One more time, bend the right knee, rotate to the left, back to center, bend the left knee, rotate to the right, back to center, and all the way up. So let's take it to a little bit of a back extension. So what I want you to do, take those hands up nice and tall into that Y. So it's gonna look a little bit like that shoulder exercises where we do the letters, but I want you to think about working through your back, through that posterior chain, core, using the hips to bring you up, not the shoulders. So watch me here. I'm gonna start up nice and tall, standing straight up. I'm gonna let my hips drop into that hinge, and then I'm gonna use my hips to bring it up nice and wide, extension all the way through. I'm gonna let it drop, hinge in the hips. Feet can be down or up, and if you need to bend those knees, that's okay too. And then bring it all the way up, big stretch. If you can, drop those hips, straight legs, toes can be down, toes can be up, knees can be bent or straight. Reach it up. Let's get one more right here. Drop it down and breathe and bring it up and relax. Let's grab a quick sip of water. Even though, again, this is mobility work and flexibility work, we are working up a little bit of a sweat, getting the muscles working for strength as well. We're just focusing a little more on the movement. So we're gonna stay facing our anchor point, elbows in, and we're gonna do that little crossover lunge, or I like to call it a curtsy lunge. So you will have a couple of options. I know for some people that can be a little uncomfortable in the knees. So here's your starting point. Elbows are in, straps are nice and tight. We're looking up at that anchor point. We're gonna cross that leg below, but I want you to start just with a tap. Your hips stay square. If it bothers your knee, just move that foot back to more of a regular. And then back to center, cross with a tap if you can, or if you need to, back to center. So your base level, you could just take it with that regular step back or lunge. If you can, cross it behind, and then if you can, I want you to get even lower. And on that crossover, what we want to think about is bringing that back knee to the outside of that front heel, right? And here. And then as we're down, make sure that you try to bring that front knee to that same big toe, right? Here to here. So any of those levels will do. If it feels better for you just to do a nice gentle crossover, you're still getting the work, right? But if you can, get down, bring it up. Drop it low, bring it up. Keep those eyes up to keep that chest up. Good posture. One more each way. Last one. And relax. Good. So we're staying here and we're gonna take it. I want you to put one foot forward, one foot back. We're gonna roll out for a little bit of a deadlift. So watch me here. I'm just gonna roll it out first, reach and really lengthen, and then back to center. So if you can, lift that back leg off the ground and then back to center. If that feels like too much, just drop that toe back, little slight bend in the front one. And here, I just want you to lengthen through that upper body, push down in the straps, and back to center. Let's go two more. And last one. And relax. Let's switch our sides. Other foot forward. Remember, we're gonna lengthen forward. Lift the leg if you can. Back to center if you need to. Just keep it here. And back to center. So if you're keeping that back leg on the ground, if you need to adjust those straps to bring them up a little bit, you could do that. Otherwise, just really lengthen and reach. Let's go two more. Reach. Foot can be on the ground or coming up. Last one. And relax. Good. Shake that out. Let's turn ourselves away from our anchor point one last time. We're getting towards the end of this workout. So standing forward, I want you to start here. We're gonna have those hands here, and I'm just gonna do a little circle up and circle down, just back to that chest press. Circle up and back to chest level. So start with that. Again, we're thinking about mobility, flexibility. If you wanna walk those feet back and make it a little more of that rollout, you can. So a little more core. But if that feels like too much for you, I want you to stay forward, just reach it up and down. So the difference between this and our wall pull down is that we are standing straight up here. This, we're at a little bit of an angle. Whatever is comfortable for you. You can also put one foot forward if that's better. Or if you want to get more core, we're here, core and upper. Two more. Last one. Good, and again, walk it forward, stretch it. One, and then the other. Good, good, good. So I want you to turn to the side. Let's create one strap really quickly. So the quick version of this is take your right cradle and put it through the left triangle, pull it through, tug on it nice and tight, and grab that bottom one. So we're here, we're gonna hold it here, almost like a little bicep curl. I'm gonna step out into a side lunge, rotate that hand. I'm gonna step back to center. So I'm not really using a bicep curl to bring myself up, but we're getting that stretch. We're rotating the hand in between. Here we go. So step it out and bring it up. Step it out. Think of that side lunge. Or if you want, you can turn that toe. Think of it as a little more of that warrior. Bring it up. Reach it back. So it's up to you. Side lunge or warrior. Last one. And relax. So let's flip it to that other side. You can just keep it here. I'm gonna bring my straps up just a little bit. So you guys know I don't do a ton of adjusting of straps just because I know it gets in the way. And a lot of times it's you have a low ceiling like mine. So let's take it right here. So I'm here, nice and high. I'm gonna step out into the side lunge, rotate, lengthen in the arms, bring it back to center. Step out into the side lunge, rotate, bring it back to center. Again, if you wanna make it a little more of that warrior, I'm gonna turn my toe and lead with my hands, and back to center, toe. Let's go 2 more. Whichever works for you, side lunge or warrior. And back and relax. Good, so let's grab our straps one more time. Take it nice and wide in those toes. Let's finish strong. We're gonna do a nice deep plie. So elbows in, think of your squat as your starting point, and then we're gonna take those toes out. We're gonna sit low. I'm gonna reach it forward, bring it back, and bring it up. You adjust, you might need to come a little bit further in. Roll those shoulder blades back, drop it down, rotate, and up. Drop it down, rotate, and up. So I'm really lengthening in the upper body, opening up the hips. Good, let's go 2 more. Last one. And relax. And let's go ahead and walk it back one more time. Drop back into that nice big hip hinge. We're gonna take it here and breathe. And now we'll just get a few more of those static stretches. We are moving through a little bit more. We'll just get a couple minutes of some slow stretching at the end. So hanging out here, just like we did before, we're gonna bring that right knee in, left leg out, rotate that shoulder, and I want you to really sit deep if you can. Breathing into that. And then switch it to that other side. So left knee bending, right leg straight, open up to the right, and breathe. And back to center, bring it up. Let's take it. Walking 1 foot forward like we did before. Open up those arms out wide and just kind of keep inching forward until you really get that stretch, whatever is comfortable for you. If you don't have that much range of motion, stay a little bit further back, but if you can, we're here. Press the heel down and then rotate again. If your right knee's forward, left arm comes up, right hand behind, and breathe. Hopefully you guys feel nice and stretched out, mobile and flexible. Let's switch our legs, other side, other foot forward. Let's take our hands up this time. And then drop that opposite hand behind. Or same hand. So if left leg's forward, left arm comes behind. And breathe. And back to center. Whew. Shake that out. Let your straps drop. I always also like to, after we do anything with the TRX, but this is great for any of your strength work where you're gripping, I like to also stretch out the forearms and the wrists. So let's take our hand down. We're gonna press down on those fingertips. So we stretch out the wrist, the forearm, and then while we're doing that, let's also let our head drop to the opposite side. That way you also get head and neck. So a lot of times, more when we're doing suspension training strength work, we sometimes get a little soreness in the forearms or the wrist, or sometimes the head, neck, and shoulders just because of the gripping. So it's really good to get that stretch as well. Bring it center, roll it through. And then let's do same thing, other side. So other hand, fingertips down, press down here, and then let your head drop away from that side. Breathe into that. Be sure to check out all of my other suspension training workouts. I have lots of full body, all different body types. I will link them here, as well as all of my other playlists. Big rolls through the shoulders and to the front. And make sure that you also check the links below, and you can find links to my programs and ebooks, as well as my nutrition guide. And if you're looking to get your own TRX, you can find the link there. Let's just do a couple little rolls through the hips. And don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps me out. Thank you all so much. Let's roll them in. If you showed up today, you were successful. One big deep breath in. Thank you for getting mobile and flexible with me today. Breathe. That was your TRX suspension trainer mobility and flexibility workout. Great job, everybody.